Here we have a slightly pre-owned 2020 Mercedes-Benz SL450 Roadster. This one comes in graphite gray metallic. Then we have that beautiful red perforated leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 362 horsepower, 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine. And that's made with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And then this one has just a little over 15,000 miles on it. So a clean trade at Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But to the front end here, I love that design for the front end. Just looks so modern and sophisticated. We have the LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. The lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But everything from the grille design to the big badge there, just everything looks so sleek. And again, this one is in such great shape. Not seeing too much road rash on the front. A few nicks and scratches there, but they've been touched up. You really can't tell unless you're looking for them. Then we have these beautiful 19-inch alloy wheels. Just a great look there. Then we have passive keyless entry. And then to the door panel here, we do have memory seating. 3 different settings we can set up here. Just hit the M, hold the number you want to set it to, and then to recall, just click the number. And then we have a power headrest, seat back, and seat bottom here. And then we also have power thigh support as well. It's more of an extender. It extends the whole seat instead of just the front there, but I love how that's set up. And then we have a premium Harman Kardon sound system, excuse me. And then one-touch automatic up and down for the windows. And then we also have power mirror controls, and we can power fold those as well. And then we have the dial in the middle to adjust. We also have a power boot as well. And I mean, this interior is just beautiful. Then we can use this to get to the storage pocket behind the driver's side seat. And there's tons of storage in there. And then you can also get to the seat back pocket here, as well as storage underneath the seat. So neat setup there. And I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. And I think this one's under 70 grand. I'm gonna confirm that, but for the price, especially with this kind of mileage, won't be disappointed driving this thing. Now with this having a hard top, there's the look there, but what's super neat is this kind of adjusts even with the top down so that you can get in this storage area if you want to put your grocery bags or whatever back here. And then just with a click of a button, everything goes back into order. And that's a super neat trick to maximize your cargo space and also just the ease of using the cargo space. The LED tail lamps, again, they don't flash. That's just my camera. Dual exhaust here. And I actually really love the sound of this twin turbo V6, even though it's not a full-on V8 AMG, still impressive. Again, getting 362 horsepower out of this engine. And then to your front passenger seat, we have a netted pocket down here. Lockable glove compartment, not the biggest, but no big deal. And then you have memory seats for the front passenger side as well. So if you have several different girlfriends, they can all have their seats set up. I'm silly. Anyways, let's go ahead and pop this hood. Take a look. I mean, I can't get over just the presence this car has. It's just sitting here purring in park. And I'm gonna give it some when we take it out on the test drive. But there's the engine bay there. But before we hop in the driver's seat, we're gonna go ahead and, well, I should say, as we hop in the driver's seat, we're gonna raise the top to not only keep the heat out, but then when we do the test drive, we won't have all of that wind noise. While that's folding back, let y'all take a look at that. So pretty swift motion, and then it'll beep at you when it's done. So to the steering wheel, leather wrap steering wheel here, we'll come back to that in a moment, but it feels nice. Very nice loud horn, love that. Goes with this kind of vehicle in my opinion. Now to the radio, we do get AM, FM, as well as satellite. And then we also have internet radio if you want to set that up. Now for media, we have Bluetooth, memory card, CD drive, and then USB drive too. Navigation screens here. You can zoom in and out on the map there. And then for volume, you can adjust that here, mute buttons here, and then hit that car, you can go to your vehicle settings right in there. I keep using the volume knob trying to adjust this, but use this knob down here, and you can go through the seat settings, dynamic select, engine consumption, all that. And then you can pull this, hit this button here, you can pull up your lumbar support, massage, the dynamic multi-contour seat, that heating balance, and you can do this for the driver and front passenger, which is pretty neat. You turn the fan speed down so you aren't hearing all that. And then I'll just walk through everything else. Bluetooth controls, and then 3-stage heated cooled seats. You have ventilation, I should say heat ventilation from the headrest there if you want to keep your neck warm. Parking sensors, traction control, hazards. Dual zone automatic climate controls, auto modes there. And then toggle that dual zone there. Cut the whole system off there. Everything else pretty self-explanatory. Bottle holders are here, you can stow those. Again, you use this to go through the screen here. And then for your shifter, 9-speed, pull down for drive, tap up for neutral, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park, and then you can use that manual mode at any time in drive. And then your dynamic select, you can go through those drive modes, and it'll show you what everything does on the screen and then what mode you're in the gauge cluster there. And then hit this button to pull up those vehicle settings on the fly, and then your auto stop toggles right here. And you kind of saw the motions for the Vario roof, excuse me. And then to lower that, pull that back, and then to put it back, push up here. And then you can fool with your windows there. I love that setting. And that kind of gets everything going without having to actually use the buttons there. So pretty neat. And then when the roof is open, you can just extend it if you want to do that, which is pretty cool. Now here, push that back, and then you do have that roof available to you, which is nice to have that skylight there. And then center console cubby space, 2 USB-A ports, cigarette lighter there. Gonna take a quick look at everything else. Sunglasses holders here. Now back to the steering wheel. You can go through your gauge cluster using these arrows here. Okay, back, all that's just for using that there. Going through the sub menus, etc. You can get through your drive assist and then your settings here. Instrument cluster. You can go ahead and change your units for whatever. And then Bluetooth controls, voice recognition, mute, volume, paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And then we do have a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then we do have the dynamic, or whatever they call that, Mercedes, where you can get the adaptive cruise, the drive assist, I believe. And you can toggle all that there, which we'll try and test that out on the test drive, and the gap for the adaptive cruise is there. Windshield wipers, blinkers, and then all of your wiper intermittents there, low, high, and then push that in for the front wiper fluid. And high beams, toggle all that there. And then push button start. If for whatever reason your key fob dies and you need to just turn it, you can just pop that out, and then put it back in, and you can use the turn key there. And there's the fob itself. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2020 Mercedes-Benz SL450 Roadster out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this SL450, very quick. Quite impressed with this just being a twin turbo V6. Not saying that a twin turbo V6 is something to sneeze at, but it's still very potent overall. And I'm just in comfort mode right now. I'm gonna put it into, I'm so glad this has been broken in. I'm gonna put it into the Sport Plus mode, and I think I'm gonna put it in manual mode too. We're gonna see what this thing can do. Luckily no one's behind me. Give a little space. Yeah, just quick, very quick. And the shifts are fantastic. Everything about this car is just SL. It's exactly what I expected from this. But again, just to have a twin turbo V6 that's still, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't see, unless you just want to have a V8, now that's gonna be crazy as well, but this here is more than enough. So I'm gonna put it into the regular drive mode, and then we're gonna try out the adaptive cruise here. So of course I have it set to 70 miles per hour, but it's keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And of course I can close that gap if I want to. But with this vehicle that's in front of this GMC, it's just hard to get this thing going. But I mean, cruising here at 60, pretty good. Well, I'll have time to make this. So just driving here, cruising here right at around 70. Ride quality is very nice. Now the road noise is a little prevalent with these wheels, and with it just being a low slung car in general, but still an impressive machine. Again, the ride is great, the acceleration is great, and every time I give this thing any sort of pull one way to another, that bolster is there to hold me still, and I just love that. Now, especially with a top down on one of these, it just, you feel like $1 million driving this. It's a beautiful work of art, just in terms of exterior styling. The interior, especially in this red, it's beautiful. And again, having this drive assist package, having the blind spot monitors, forward collision alert, adaptive cruise control, just a good touring car in my opinion, a great touring car, let me put it that way. Especially if performance is at the forefront. Now, in terms of reliability, Mercedes-Benz has come a long way from what we're used to seeing out of them. But I definitely recommend getting a service plan, pretty much with any vehicle, but especially with something like this. So if the turbos were to go out or something like that, especially on a German vehicle, you'll be good to go. Now, you do see a lot of Mercedes-Benzes, probably around 15, 16, whenever they started putting the turbos in the Mercedes engines, those tend to hold up pretty nicely. I've seen a lot of six-figure mileage Mercedes-Benzes that are less than 10 years old. So it's not necessarily a vehicle to be scared of, but if you can afford one of these anyway, probably won't be a big deal. You just gotta find a good mechanic. But all in all, I think it's worth it for what this is. It's, again, a beautiful car inside and out. Tons of tech, tons of safety tech on top of that. And I mean, you've got that AMG performance with this twin turbo V6. And it's just again, a fun car to tour in. especially with a top back. But if you don't want to have the top back, sound acoustics in here are fantastic for this to be a convertible. Hardtop or not, you just don't expect that kind of sound in a vehicle going 70 miles per hour down the interstate with a top. It's just unheard of. So great job there with this Vario roof from Mercedes-Benz. Sound insulation is top notch. But most importantly, just the overall driver experience is top notch. So definitely love the car. If you're in the market for something like this, definitely make sure you take a look at the SL. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2020 Mercedes-Benz SL450.